met raad en saam, met lyding en hoop, verdriet en saam staan jy staan. Jy is altyd daar. Dit wat ons doen, ons liefdes, ons vreugdes, ons plekke, ons thuistes, tot daar waar ons reis, jy is daar. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sy, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Al verander straatname, al word helde laat val, ons is steeds stuur ons adem, ons kultuur, ons verhaal, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sy, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Ons is daarmee gebore, die taal waarvoor ons staan, dit vloei deur ons are, ons kinders praat het saam, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sy, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sy, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, en Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir my mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Monday, October 14th, 2024, Columbus Day. Welcome back to the program, folks. Herzlich willkommen. Salve, benvenuti, buongiorno. How you going? How you doing out there? It is Columbus Day. No, it's not Indigenous Peoples Day. That is an intentional slur and slight to undermine the day that it's celebrated by the federal government and Americans as Columbus Day. That is correct. It is Columbus Day, not Indigenous Peoples Day. Indigenous people are welcome to celebrate any day of the year they like. But the intentional placing of Indigenous Peoples Day on Columbus Day was an intentional leftist, racist argument to undermine the integrity and history of this republic and of the European discovery of the Western Hemisphere. It existed. There were people here for tens of thousands of years before the Europeans got here, but the Europeans are the ones who wrote things down and brought the world into where we are today, the 21st century. So we celebrate the arrival of Columbus, and the story of Columbus is greatly distorted by leftist hate merchants who lie about Columbus and lie about his positions on many things. And you can find out the truth by actually doing some research on your own. The lies about Columbus are manifold and manifest, and it's disgraceful. So anyway, that said, welcome on Columbus Day 2024. The election is just 3 weeks away, fast approaching here in the United States. Election of consequence for the entire planet. All things are going red and headed in Trump's direction, but anything could happen with an October surprise. Voters are that gullible, easily convinced to vote against their best interest. It could happen. Going to talk about the American election today. We're going to talk about some nonsense in South Africa, the appointment of a man who called for the murder of white South Africans. We're going to talk about that and see how you're doing. But first, I want to thank, if any of you have actually gone to my original channel and seen the video that I produced a couple days ago, in which, hey, Courtney, thank you. Is Carlene von Josfeld an odd? How so? Well, I don't know about an oddball, but she certainly likes to bounce around. She's got lots of kids, very slim, pretty good singer, attractive, although I'm not really a bleach blonde kind of person, but she's still attractive. Anyway, is she an oddball? I suppose. A lot of paparazzi. She's well known, so I don't know. Without using crass language, I'll leave it at that. It's not crass language is bad against her. It's crass language that men say in locker rooms. I'll keep the locker room commentary off of the channel right now just to avoid any controversy. But thank you for the super chat, Courtney. But for those of you who've gone over to the original channel, which is now called @Real Chris Wyatt, thank you if you've gone there. 51,700 views in the video that I produced over the weekend about this lack of reporting on the appellate court closing arguments and decision in New York. We still don't know the outcome. The media is still not reporting on it. There's no story on it. Social media commenters have come out and said something. Now, I am not on the hook. So people come after me and say, aha, you said it was true. I didn't. I asked the question. I said, did the older millennial and a few other people jump the gun? Did they mislead us? And then I kind of talked about many of the cases and tore them apart. Also included some stuff on Barack Obama. That video has arrested the decline of my original channel, which was rapidly declining down to just 20,000 subscribers from 23,000 after it was brought out of the gulag of 2 years of being hidden by YouTube. And ever since it's come out, it's just gone down. Briefly gained a few subscribers and then went back down. But in the past 24 hours, that video has taken off unbelievably. Throughout the night, it's still climbed, getting 4,000 views per hour, which is not like the old days, but still it's pretty significant on YouTube these days. 51,700 viewers, and I've gained 628 subscribers already on the channel just because of that video. But does that mean the channel's alive and well? I don't think so, because I have also produced another video about the third assassination attempt on Donald Trump by Vem Miller, which seems bizarre to say the least. I'm not calling it an assassination attempt. I'm saying that's what the media have described it as. The sheriff described it as such. However, the FBI and Secret Service apparently are throwing shade on that concept. Whatever the case is, the behavior of Vem Miller is beyond stupid, and this guy claims to be a journalist. If this is a journalist, no wonder journalism is dead and we're in such trouble. Let me listen and see if we got an echo here. No, the sound is brilliant today. Sounds really good. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who is Vem Miller. But that video isn't doing so well. Only about 600 views. So not even as many views as the new subscribers that I got. So interesting. Interesting, to say the least. All right, folks, let me say hello to everyone in the chat, and then we'll get started here. Val Cooper. By the way, on my Rugby Ascendant this weekend, before I get into that, I do play-by-play and color commentary. So my role is to inform people of what's happening in the game, analyze the game, comment on it, bring enthusiasm, because people watch my Rugby Ascendant for that reason. Some trolls showed up in my last broadcast on Sunday and moaned that this guy doesn't talk to his audience like other people do. That's horse manure. I speak to my audience more than anybody on the planet. I challenge you to find someone that dedicates as much time in their live broadcast, in their interviews, and on their rugby as well, to chat as much as I do. I spend a lot of time talking to my audience, but when I'm in the depth of a game that is playing live, I'm focused on that. So the trolls can futsek, they can piss off, they can take it on the arches, they can hit the road. I don't know what that was all about, that moaning. This happens every time I do particularly well and another channel isn't doing well. Their little trolls come over. Look, those channels are huge. Why are you coming after my 7,000 subscribers and the other channels have 70, 80,000 subscribers? Piss off and go over there. You see me as that big a threat? Yeah, maybe that's because I'm that good. Hey, Matt Canale's back. Matt, how's your Super Brew going? Mine was ugly this weekend. Val Cooper's here. Pierre Orban just flew in from Budapest. How's it going, Pierre? Are you tired? What's it like? Are you giving Ursula von der Leyen all the crap she deserves? Charles van Onselen, the voice of reason. Teresa's back. Lovely lady. Edna Faria, another lovely lady. Pablo Charlie's here. Vilma Rasmus Monterey. Pablo's competing with our favorite colored South African. Competing with Hendo, of course. Where is Hendo? Sleeping on the job. Monterey Siebert's Chris Sten. Welcome back, Chris. Arc Precision. Courtney McBride. Keith Alderson. Alcotsu Charmaine is here. Good evening. Popped into Sports Channel. Got my kid's school concert. Oh, well, that's cool. Beauty and the Beast. Oh, that's a pretty interesting one. Who is the Beast? Well, that's a good question. Chris Ehlers, what's going there? Uit die blauw van onze Himmel, uit die diepte van die zee. Zal ons nie vergiet nie. Yeah, I get you. Yep. Out of the blue from our sky, our clouds, the depths of our seas. We will never forget. Okay. Arc Precision's here. Gert Gillich. Na, du alte Knabe, du in Somerset Fest. Was geht denn los da in Südafrika? Südafrika. Das ist Afrikaans, das ist nicht Deutsch. Südafrika. Lynette says, good day. Good evening from Cape Town. And Les Bankston, welcome to Les. Marty from Ballon, welcome back. Marty, did you get the cap? Marty, did you win the cap? I spent $18 to get that cap. They're not even worth that much. You better got the cap or I'm going to smack Ronaldo when I see him. Jonathan's back. Good to see you again. What is Mega Trump? I have no idea what Mega Trump is. What does that mean? Please explain that, Jonathan. Mark Purchase is back. Good to see you again. And then if Kamala Harris wins in November, then we'll know our election has been. Yeah, Courtney. Yep, Nick is here. And go Army, says Charles. Make Israel great again. Jonathan. Well, Make Israel great again is the policy of Washington, D.C. It's always been the policy. I don't know why you hate Israel so much. You really, really have issues with Israel. I don't understand why. I've lived in Israel. It's an incredible country full of incredible people. Druze, Muslims, Christians, Arabs, black folks, white folks, Ashkenazim, Sephardim Jews, all kinds of people. Hey, Clive, how's it going? Yes, you win the cap. Woo-hoo! Hey, Marty, that's awesome. Congratulations. Now I'm excited. That's pretty cool. Val Cooper, how's it going? Yeah, that ate up all my Rugby Ascendant money to do that. No, I'm just teasing. Anyway, I've just posted the video just before this thing went live because I've been a busy morning once again. Today is a holiday. I'm actually doing consulting this week, but I'm getting paid for today and I stay home. Woohoo! I've got all the rest of this week consulting and all next week consulting. Takes me to the end of the month and then into the election. I'll be busy on the weekend. I'm going to wind up missing rugby probably. I'm trying to find a way to go to the training to avoid missing that. So, yeah. Anyway, the election coming up. So we got lots going on. Lots and lots going on. I will do an election night broadcast. And now that my other channel is gaining subscribers again, it will probably be on the original channel, which was my intent. And hopefully we'll get a big audience over there. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video on this channel directing people over to it. And then they watch it and they get directed to it. So that would be clever, huh? That would be clever. Just don't want the ANC in Israel. What's that? 1,450 meters. What's your altitude? Marty says, thank you for your support. Oh, it's my pleasure, Marty. Hope you enjoy the cap. Did you, by any chance, pick up any 2,000-year-old pottery while in Jerusalem? No, I didn't. One thing I also didn't get is when I lived in Tunisia, I didn't take any Byzantine or Arabic or Roman coins, which also Phoenician coins, which were being offered to me right there. They just pick them up; they're all over the place. There's a tremendous amount of archaeology that can be done in Tunisia. It's not being done, and these guys are selling off the heritage of the country. Could have gotten those things, could have gotten out of the country because it would have been my diplomatic baggage, but it's wrong, so I didn't do it. Although I wanted to. Not just kidding. Anyway, yeah, so I want to show you guys this. Tell me your thoughts on this image, okay? What do you think of this? Okay, and I'll explain what it is in just a moment, but let me get your thoughts. So let me do this. Where are you? That's not what I want. I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for. I want to put a poll up. Put a poll, start a poll, okay? Is this a good BA? Okay. Sorry. Oh, what the heck? I cannot type today. Okay, so I'm going to show you this real quick. So you got to be watching now in order to answer this question. So this is what I want to show you. This is a banner for a new segment that I'm starting, a new program. I'm going to do it. I'll see how it goes, whether it's episodic or not. I'm still doing the Forgotten History. Don't forget about that, folks. I've written a script for one video. I've gotten all the materials for it. Just haven't had time to compile it. It takes time. Anyway, so it's Forgotten History, so it's not like it has to be done today. As a historian, I know that I can get back to it. So tell me what you think of this, folks. Here is the poll. And we've got 2 votes already. You haven't even seen it yet. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want, there you go. There it is. Okay, what do you think of that? The Mayflower Compact. This is a new segment for my original channel. We solemnly and mutually, in the presence of God and one another, covenant and combine ourselves together in a civil body politic for our better ordering and preservation and furtherance of the ends aforesaid. This is my new segment talking about political chaos in the world, but especially in America. And I took the Mayflower 2. It's a rebuilt replica of the original Mayflower ship that traversed the Atlantic to bring the settlers to Virginia, but they landed in Massachusetts. And I put part of the covenant that they signed in the segment we call the Mayflower Compact. I think something of political significance that still matters to this very day. The Mayflower Compact. Put a picture of myself up there in uniform when I was a lieutenant colonel in Niger, speaking about World AIDS Day, December 1st, 2013, I think that was. 2013, does that sound right? Yeah, sounds right. No, 2012. So that's what that picture is. So it's a little dated, but anyway. So what do you think of that? 110 people currently here, just 50 likes. Make it happen, folks. By the way, the new channel, or the old channel, let's hope it keeps up the progress. We'll see how it goes. Okay, next week, Bos Barat, okay. Density, altitude. Yeah, I know about density, altitude. Definitely know about that. It affects, you get inversions, and you get bubbles and pockets, and sound can echo and be amplified in there. Yeah, that was something I had to learn as a young intel officer working at Grafenwehr, because when the weather comes in at a certain level, you get a temperature inversion, and it puts a bubble. The hot air and the cold air, it gets trapped in a fashion so that sound bounces around as if you're living in like the city that Superman came from, Kal. You know, you got a bubble over it, and the sound just bounces around, and it amplifies. So when you fire artillery, in particular, you can shatter windows because the sound just is amplified. So temperature inversion was something that was really important to understand as an intelligence officer. I'm not a meteorologist, but I had to learn it, and no one told me about it. No one taught me about it. I heard someone else mention it, and I was curious and started looking into it. Yep. I voted no just to troll, but now I see the banner. I like it. It's an epic pic of a ship my ancestors traveled on. Well, go ahead and change it then, Courtney. ANC President Ramaphosa addresses the commemoration 100 days live now if you're interested. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's go see what's going on with Ramaphosa. I wasn't expecting that. Let's go to YouTube. Ramaphosa, probably on SABC, the government propaganda wing. It is. Let's see. An ad for Dave McCormick. All the ads are always coming. YouTube puts ads on every video now. So I took Morning Shots advice and made all of my videos advertising now, because otherwise they get the money. I get nothing. Look at this. I'm still waiting for this thing to come up. This is crazy. Right. Jewelers, skip that. Oh, he's not there yet. So let's bring that over here. We're going to put that over on this screen. Okay, so you guys like, hang on, where are you at? Do you guys like that? So let me show it one more time. Pretty cool. All right, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, if I need to change it, I'm asking your thoughts on it. So let me get back over here, and we're going to bring all the way to the end here. Actually, let me come out on the other side because it's going to be something important here. Okay, give me a second here. Ramaphosa's not out yet, but looks like a bunch of other ANC clowns are out there. They're dancing around like a bunch of fools. All right, let's go ahead and bring that up over here, and then I'll put myself back on the camera on top of it. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Where the heck are they? There's a big hole there. Getting ready to build something? ANC marks 100 days of government national unity. Well, there he is. Hey, it's Munir Pala Pala. Yeah, Yabo. Yeah, Munir Pala Pala is on the screen. Oh, I'm so excited. It's the Messiah himself. Oh, look, it's Fikele Mabalula. Oh, dear God. Help us now. Help us now. Hey, oh, look at him like a conquering hero. Where's the rest of the government national? National Union. Where's the rest of them at? Why is it just Munir Palapala that's out there? Look at this, folks. Oh, he's getting ready to talk. We'll hear Munir Palapala before we do the news. Oh, he's so excited. Yabo! Look at this. Wearing his 15,000 Rand leather jacket. That looks like Joburg. Where stuff's falling apart. Fikeli Babalula! Let's give it up. Viva ANC! Gauteng! Ayaya! Habadla! Awetu! Comrades! Communist! Yeah? Not here. Yeah? Yeah!
So you must expect the razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz!
Let me thank
Why is he
DJ
wearing a camouflage hat?
Maporisa,
Whoa, look at that poor woman starving to death.
who was doing the things for us. The music will come.
The music will
First
come.
First, comrades, I'm now going to invite
Doesn't know he's fighting.
us to start with the singing of the national anthem. Bakhona abantu be-national anthem.
Turn it on.
Wait.
Screwed it up.
Obaba bakhulumule isigogo. Sihloniphe national anthem. Siyazwana maqabane. Thank
Hey,
you very
Meerkat.
much. Singaya ke national
Meerkat.
anthem.
I like meerkats. Almost none of them are singing. Yeah, you go to a rugby match, everybody, black, white, and brown, knows the anthem. Look at this. This guy's on the phone. Why the raised fist? Don't forget Chris Hani, they're saying. South Africa. Well, let's see how they sing this. Oh, same level. Give them respect for that. Sounds a call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa. Oh, look at that. Starving caters.
Amanda!
Away!
Two! Comrades, as we
Communist.
start with the program, before I introduce everyone who's here, I'm going to ask our chaplaincy to come forward and open with a prayer.
Give us a prayer.
Bafundis.
Give us a prayer. All right. We will take a break from that for the time being and come back to it when there's something of significance going on. So let me turn that off. All right. So that is the ANC celebrating 100 days of the GNU with no other party present. It's the government of national unity, and nobody else is there. Are they going to come out later? Are we going to see the all the other political parties, the 9 political parties, come out? The Inkatha Freedom Party, the DA, the Freedom Front Plus, UDM. Will they come out? I don't think so. The ANC, they don't even get how stupid they are. Let's turn off the poll. People like the poll, and they like it for the most part. Okay, 14 cents to change it. All right. Cacophony. I would appreciate if you showed more events from the Freedom Front Plus. Well, they have to hold events. The Freedom Front Plus is remarkably silent and quiet. They do virtually nothing of public events, so I'm not sure what you want me to put on there. I've asked for an interview with Minister Groenewald 3 weeks, a month ago. Still haven't got a response. All right, used to get a response right away before he was, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. Say, live chat. Okay, there we go. My chat locked up on me. Okay, John Jarvis is here. No indication whatsoever regarding the content. Huh? Robert Rankin. What content? I don't like how marginalized people have become. Oh yeah, well that's true. God bless South Africa when they are so godless. Yeah, well a lot of those people are very, very much people of faith. Erica, welcome to Erica. Brian Lawrenson, Val Cooper already said. What else we got here? Meerkat, rather wanted to listen to Chris than watching ANC hooligans. Well, thank you for that. Roger Roberts, late but here. Smeegan's back again, and Brian's got me some Afrikaans. Ja, kyk ho stiek hulle die kontkrappas. That one's hard for me to say. Right. Can we get the traditional healers in here to deal with their stupidity? All right, let's get to the news, folks, as the priest still gives his long-winded. The mayor of Tshwane, the newly elected mayor, Dr. Nasife Moya. Yeah, I've rolled that doctor out for a long time because it's really important. Dr. Nasife Moya has appointed her MACO, her mayoral committee, and it includes the gentleman who shouted racial epithets in July and has not been punished for it. Yes, if you are white and you say something evil, they come after you with a vengeance, even if you don't say it, even if it's edited, even if it's a lie and it's done to mislead people and distort what you said. It doesn't matter. You're on the target list. But you can be a member of the EFF and the ANC and call for the murder of white people in a government setting, and nothing happens. In fact, you get rewarded. This guy gets to come back as the guy in charge of agriculture once again in the Mako. This is just sick and twisted. What is wrong with South Africa? What is wrong with this country? Sick and twisted. And what's really, really bad about this, it's one thing for a minority to somehow manage to oppress a majority, which is what the National Party did. It is quite wrong for a majority population to oppress a small minority that is powerless. Now, the argument will be it's not powerless. They have white monopoly capital. Well, not the white people I know. You see super chats coming in like crazy here? No. The white South Africans who watch my channel aren't rich. If they are, they're stingy. Yeah, I have no idea what that foul language was, Meerkat. If it was rude, my apologies. My apologies, Meerkat, for trying to read that. Yeah, Action SA is done and dusted. They are fools, absolute fools. I don't know what's going on with Herman Mashaba, but everything's race. He keeps attacking white South Africans and attacking the DA as a racist party, and then his party brings a racist right back into, well, maybe he's not a racist. I don't know he's a racist. Racism works for the EFF. It works very well. So, what is this? Intergenerational oppression. What? What is going on over here? What's happening in South Africa happened in Rhodesia? Yes, Ravani, it is patently obvious. Yep. But Ronaldo's canceled up and down the street. Yep, RJ, that's correct, and that's exactly what's going on here. So, what the heck? Why is my... There we go. So, Moya has appointed the Tshwane Mayoral Committee, and that includes the EFF councillor who wanted to moor abor. Tshwane's new mayor, Dr. Nasife Moya, announced a multi-party mayoral committee, including EFF councillor Obakeng Aramobodu, who previously made controversial statements. Excuse me, News 24. He made controversial statements. No, he called for the murder of white people. That's not a controversial statement. That's a racist statement. That is a call to violence. That's not a controversial statement. They didn't say Ronaldo Khuz made controversial statements. They called Ronaldo Khuz a racist. News 24 called Ronaldo and Roman a racist. They did, with no evidence whatsoever. And here you have evidence of someone who we have video of, I didn't bother to put the video on, who did this in a city council meeting. Wow. She emphasized the committee's commitment to restoring the metro and providing infrastructure, blah, 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 after she collapses the government of her boss. So this is the makeup of the council. The ANC, Good, EFF, Action SA, and that's it. Wow. No government and national unity there. No regional, no metro unity whatsoever. Now, the EFF also ran the story, and this is really disgusting here. Yep. And she sits next to the man who calls for the murder of white people. That tells you all you need to know about Action SA. That's all you need to know about this party. I mean, folks, that's all you need to know. That's what's going on here. So we're still not. We got all kinds of prayers. The fifth freaking religious cleric is up there now. But this is the picture right here. Executive Mayor of Tshwane, Dr. Nasife Moya, has announced a 10-member mayoral committee, including Tshwane chairperson Obakeng Ramabodou. Yep, and look at her smiling. Look at that, all happy. No mention of his racist outburst in this story at all. Nothing. Not a word. Not a single word about the racism and the team she's appointed. These people are not legitimate governance. These people are gangsters. That's what they are, gangsters. Nothing but gangsters. Fellow residents of Tshwane, this is a diverse and politically sensitive mayoral committee, and I'm confident that it's well equipped to lead our city forward. No, it's not. It includes someone who calls for the murder of white people and did so openly on July 25th and has not suffered any consequences. Sick, 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 sick. Well, send me! Mackenzie promised to crack down on the Mama Joy and superfans. And so for the Olympics, what happened? Well, 800,000 rand. That's the bill to send South African politicians to the Paris Olympics. 800,000 rand. Now, I'll bet you that's only a partial bill. I bet there was more. Maybe corporate sponsors pay for some of it. But that's what the taxpayers paying for. 800,000 rand. Folks, that's $42,000. Actually, that's cheap. But South Africans are up in arms today. News 24 reporting on this. Now they're trying to take down Gate Mackenzie. Sports, Arts, and Cults Minister Gate Mackenzie's trip to the Olympics cost South Africans 800,000 rand. Department of Sport, Arts, and Culture spent 1.8 million on Mackenzie and his support staff, which is more than the 1.3 million previously spent on superfans. I've stopped all trips for superfans. We have athletes and artists who are struggling to raise money to attend sporting events and exhibitions. How do we justify paying for fans? We should no longer be paying for these trips, and we'll use the money where it's needed most. Well, to me, that does not include the Minister of Sports and the Sports and Culture Ministry traveling to the Olympics. They don't need to be there. Sorrow doesn't need to be at the Rugby Championship. Sorrow doesn't need to be at the World Cup. Well, the World Cup, we'll give them that. They need to be there. Yeah, anyway. Mama Joy. I know nothing about her being a child abuser. It's news to me. Well, the South African Communist Party has said, we're not going to this celebration. What was this? We're going to have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. Still doing the cleric stuff here. Let's listen in for a moment.
Into the squatter camps.
Into the squatter camps.
Go, Lord, into the villages.
Go, Lord, into the villages.
Lord, into the squalors.
Into the squalors created by the ANC and perpetrated over 30 years of malfeasance and malgovernance. But the South African Communist Party says, footsack to the ANC's GNU celebration. Why is the ANC holding a celebration of the government of national unity with no members of the government of national unity there? Monray's talking about Auntie-Pat. I know about Tani-Pat. I've talked about her. She changes parties like she changes her panties. Every time she's got her panties in a bind, twisted in a knot, she changes political parties. Yeah, she's been all over the place. And, of course, who brought her into the DA? Who brought her into the DA? Remember who brought her into DA? Yeah, Helen Zille, the woman who didn't defend Ronaldo Hus. Yeah. So the South African Communist Party has rejected an invitation to the Government of National Unity 100-day celebrations. So the communists were invited. The communists were invited to the party celebration of the Government of National Unity. The communists are not part of the Government of National Unity. Yeah, they were invited to the ANC celebration of the Government of National Unity. Were the other members of the Government of National Unity invited? It doesn't look like it. Oh, dear Lord. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Oh, I didn't see that, Charles. Okay. All right. Well, South African Revenue Service says that more than 21 billion rand has been taken out of retirement accounts. Folks, no empathy, no sympathy, no charitable donations are coming from me to anybody who finds themselves in financial straits who prematurely took out their retirement savings when they come down the road 10, 15 years. Oh, I can't live off this. It's not enough. Well, you lived it up when you should have saved for your future. You should have gone out and collected all your nuts like a squirrel and hid them, and then you'd have plenty of nuts to last you over the winter. But no, you ate all your nuts when you had the chance. Dumb move there, folks. 21 billion rand taken out. It's over $1 billion to juice up South Africa's economy. It's a one-off, and you're not going to get much out of it. South African Revenue Service announced Friday they received 1.2 million applications for tax directives for withdrawals from the savings benefit of the two-pot system. Wow. So the total number of applications were approved for funds 1.15 million. That says the lump sum paid out to date is 21.4 billion rand to taxpayers, who will regret everything. About 45% of South Africans depend on government grants to survive. This is an understatement. It's over half the population. This according to SASA, costing taxpayers 250 billion rand per year. 250 billion rand per year. That is, in dollar terms, folks, $13 billion that those who work are giving to others, not voluntarily, taken out of their pockets. 19 million social grant beneficiaries. Now, remember, plus 9 million beneficiaries of the SRD grant. Put those two together, that is 28 million people receiving grants. But that's an understatement because those 28 million people receiving grants have families and dependents. So the number is much closer to 65% of the country is living off of public assistance. 65% of South Africans living off of others, eating out of the pockets of other people. Why? Because the ANC's racist policies, its failed communist policies, its centralization, its state control, its state-run patronage apparatus that has undermined entrepreneurialism, thrift, and investment. Yep, there you go. Yes, meerkat. It is a form of indirect enslavement, and people are too stupid to see it. Well, Welsh rugby legend has retired, announced his retirement short of being a centurion. Former Wales and British and Irish Lions Senator Jonathan Davies announced his retirement, bringing the curtain down on a career which brought 96 caps and 2 Six Nations Grand Slams. Wow. After taking time away from the game following the end of last season with the Scarlets, I have come to the decision to call time on my professional rugby career, said the 36-year-old on Instagram. That's unfortunate. He won't be a centurion. I wish that he got his 4 more test, but good luck to Jonathan Davies in his future ventures. 2 trillion rand. 2 trillion, and that's an underestimate. That's not the full amount, but that's what the media is reporting. The PEPFAR program, ladies and gentlemen, the United States under President George Walker Bush created something called the President's Emergency Program for AIDS Relief. Emergency. An emergency is an urgent situation which you must respond to now. It is not an enduring program. It is not something meant to last forever. It was meant as a stopgap to give billions of dollars to countries in desperate, dire straits because of the scourge of HIV and their failure to address the underlying social and economic reasons for the spread of this virus and its consequences, let alone pay for the treatment of those people and advice and counseling. So we've created a stopgap measure which has now given hundreds of billions of dollars to the world. 85% of that money went to African countries, and a huge percentage of it, the vast majority, went to Southern Africa and Botswana and South Africa in particular. And just like every other time, the generous, rich Western countries comprised overwhelmingly of white Christians gives money to Africa, we are characterized as racist and colonialist and neocolonialist. And you know what? You can take that and shove it up your backside. It is time for PEPFAR to end. I'm calling for the end of PEPFAR. It is not the president's enduring program of AIDS relief. It is the responsibility of African states to take care of Africans, not for American taxpayers to continue to spend money on antiretrovirals, on counseling centers, on clinics, on treatment and prevention for Africans. That's your responsibility. Step up to the plate. You've had 2.5 decades to do it. It's not my responsibility. Not my responsibility. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. Some $2 trillion later, PEPFAR seeks 5 more years of funding to prevent reversal of HIV gains. Well, the reversal of HIV gains will be not happening if Africans take responsibility for Africans. Remember, African solutions to African problems? How about Africans do their damn own responsibility and quit laying it at our doorstep while you simultaneously call us racist and neocolonialists? You can shove it where the sun don't shine. U.S. Congress must commit to 5 years' worth of funding for PEPFAR, says a top technocrat, to lock in decades' worth of gains bought at a price of 2 trillion rand. My top priority is to continue to work with Congress so that we can get a clean 5-year reauthorization that would take us to our 2030, said Ambassador John Nkengasong, the U.S. Department of State's Global AIDS Coordinator. Now, that's Dr. John Nkengasong from the famous video we do. I want to thank Dr. John Nkengasong. Remember that from the, my mind's going blank. That's who we're talking about there, John Nkengasong. Yes, because John Nkengasong is such an Anglo-Saxon name. Yep. He was in South Africa and Botswana last week, and so he says he's trying to refund PEPFAR. I have been a huge advocate for PEPFAR. I've pushed PEPFAR. I've run PEPFAR programs. My actions have likely saved the lives of tens of thousands of black Africans and white Africans because of my efforts with AIDS relief and HIV. Yet I'm sick of it. 2.5 decades later, you're still suckling from the teat. We've created dependence that the Americans must pay for. Why? 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 Well, Nigeria is boycotting a game in Libya because they were mistreated. I don't know about this story. It's a crazy one. Nigerian captain William Trost Ekong, what was he? Got a European parent. Trost, it looks Danish or it looks Norwegian. Says his team have been left at an abandoned airport in Libya for more than 17 hours without food or drink. Nigeria's football team will be flown back from Libya without playing their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying match following their alleged inhumane treatment in the host nation. The Nigeria Football Federation has said the team had been held at an abandoned airport in Libya for more than 17 hours since their charter flight landed on Sunday. They were making arrangements to fly them back to Nigeria when the story was published. Tros Ekong said the team will not play the game and they will not make a 3-hour bus ride for their safety reasons. Says, I've experienced stuff before playing away in Africa, but this is disgraceful behavior. So, will we see allegations of racism because the Arabs didn't treat them right? Or is it only racism when the pinkies do it to you? North Korea is preparing to destroy inter-Korean roads, according to the South Koreans. South Korea said Monday it has detected signs that North Korea is preparing to destroy the northern parts of inter-Korean roads no longer in use as the rivals are embroiled in soaring tensions over North Korea's claim that South Korea flew drones over its territory. Destroying the roads would be in line with leader Kim Jong-un's push to cut off ties to South Korea and formally cement it as his country's principal enemy. Well, Kim Jong-un is not interested in reconciliation, that's for darn sure. He is clearly not interested in reconciliation. Shame. Shame, 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 shame. Well, China has threatened Taiwan again with a massive military exercise. The one-day military exercise follows a speech by Taiwan's president that reaffirmed the island's sovereignty. Beijing's military response came days after the new president Lai Chang-te delivered a speech on October 10th, which he reaffirmed Taiwan's sovereignty and dismissed Beijing's claims to represent the island. Though his message to China also called for calm, Taiwanese officials had warned that Chinese maneuvers were likely following Lai's remarks. And sure enough, that's exactly what the Chinese communists did. Now they're vowing to unleash banking. Yep, they're going to borrow money to spur their faltering economy. This is bad news for the world. Finance Minister said Beijing would sell bonds to supplement spending and help banks, but did not detail by how much. China's powerful Ministry of Finance said over the weekend that it would borrow more to help cash-short localities and put more money in the hands of state-owned banks. That can't possibly go wrong. More money in the hands of state-owned banks. Communist China is not Taiwan's motherland. According to Taiwan's president, it's a sovereign, independent country, and hear, I agree 100%. Taiwan's president, Lai Chang-te, delivered his inaugural speech after being sworn in. Democratic Taiwan is older than Communist China, and thus it is wrong for Beijing to call itself the motherland, according to the island's president. Therefore, in terms of age, it's absolutely impossible for the People's Republic of China to become the motherland of the Republic of China, China's people. On the contrary, the Republic of China may be the motherland of the people for the People's Republic of China, who are 75 years old. Taiwan, officially called the Republic of China, announced its 113th birthday, this year's National Day, but the Chi-Coms are only 75 years old. So, who's older? That's well put. Well, the scale of Chinese spying has overwhelmed governments in the West as the Chinese continue to conduct economic and military and political warfare against the world. Yep, With its military aggression in the South China Sea, around the island of Taiwan, threatening Japan, threatening South Korea, China is a dangerous actor on the global stage that must be reeled in its behavior. As an economic war committer, it has trademark violations, copyright theft, unbelievable trade barriers by the Chinese communists. They are committing warfare against the rest of the world. And the leftists in governments around the world, like sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, are asleep at the wheel and don't even realize that we are at war with China. We are at war. We're just not firing guns at them. They're firing guns at us, though. They are firing guns at us. The scale of Chinese spying is overwhelming, folks. Beijing is conducting industrial espionage activities on what Western government says is an unprecedented scale, mobilizing security agencies, private companies, and Chinese civilians in its quest to undermine rival states and bolster its faltering economy. Rarely does a week go by without a warning from Western intelligence agencies about the threat that China presents. Last month, the Federal Bureau of Investigation said Chinese state-linked firm hacked 260,000 internet-connected devices, including cameras and routers in the U.S., Britain, France, Romania, and elsewhere. Congressional probe said Chinese cargo cranes used at U.S. seaports had embedded technology that could allow Beijing to secretly control them. The U.S. government alleged that a former top aide to New York Governor Kathy Hochul was a Chinese agent. We have been infiltrated by the Chinese communists as a consequence of ineptitude by the Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden regimes, all of which have allowed our country to be infiltrated by Chinese communists with our overly lax immigration and our overly lax admission standards to our universities and technological schools. This country is being undermined by Chinese communist agents and thieves, and has been for years. India is up in arms over the Canadian investigation into the assassination of a Sikh. New Delhi says it rejects the preposterous imputations alleging the claims are part of Canadian Prime Minister Jussi Trudeau's political agenda. Why does Jussi Trudeau want to go against India? New Delhi is furious over Canada declaring India's ambassador to Ottawa and other Indian diplomats as persons of interest in a matter related to an investigation, calling the move preposterous and part of Prime Minister Trudeau's vote bank politics. India-Canada relations have been tense since September of last year when Trudeau said Canada had credible evidence to link Indian agents to the assassination of Sikh separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil last year. Well, things are not looking good between India and Canada. Well, Portugal's government is desperate to keep young Portuguese from fleeing the country because there's no opportunity. Well, when you have a corrupt social nanny state, that's what happens. So what are they doing? No taxes. An innovative and interesting proposal, but one that's likely to piss off pensioners. Portugal's government proposes 100% tax cuts for anyone under 35 in a bid to reduce emigration. 850,000 Portuguese between the age of 15 and 39 have left the country due to low wages and poor working conditions and lack of opportunity. Portugal's center-right minority government is taking steps to address the exodus of youth from the country by proposing a 100% tax break for individuals aged 35 and under. Under the initiative introduced as part of the government's first budget bill Thursday, individuals under 35 earning 28,000 euros per year will receive 100% tax exemption in their first year of work. This exemption will gradually decrease to 25% between the 8th and 10th years. The plan is expected to affect more than 300,000 Portuguese. Well, what it will do is encourage more illegal immigration into Portugal to the formal sector, pushing more Portuguese out of work. So bravo, bravo, bravo. Well, Ukraine's demoralized, defeated, and useless military is going to extreme lengths to recruit suckers to join their war effort to defeat the Russians on behalf of a penis piano player. That's right. The grifter-in-chief. So they're all doing it for the grifter-in-chief. And what are they doing? They're bringing out models, although I don't see how that woman's considered attractive. She looks anemic and anorexic to me. Meet Ukraine's top fighting unit. At least that's what their ad says. Ukraine's brigades can recruit their own soldiers, and they compete with each other to craft the best advertising campaigns to sell the war. So they're washing a Humvee, and that model, that anorexic-looking young lady with breasts the size of Smarties, machine gunner gripped his weapon, body taut, eyes focused, finger on the trigger. Atop the hood of his Humvee, a model in cutoff shorts and cherry red stilettos leaned back on her elbows, bare legs dripping with bubbles. The soldier took aim with his weapon, a power washer. Cameras flashed. So here they are, making recruiting campaigns to sucker fools to come in like you're going to get some of that. Yeah, let me join this Ukrainian brigade, go die on the front lines and never get any of that because you got me to come in for the hotties. Except I don't think they're hot. Yep, here's an ad right there trying to get people to come in as if like you're chilling on the beach as a soldier. By the way, that's Ukraine, but it looks like it's really oppressed in this war. That's in Kiev. Huh. So here's another so-called model on top of a Humvee with her bleached or dyed red hair. Here she is popping up out of the turret. It's Arena is directed by a photographer as she sits in a Humvee while the rest of the shoot for the 3rd Assault Brigade's next recruitment campaign. Wow. The creative work is done by a team of 20 personnel, 13 military and 7 civilians. Their messaging feels impossible to escape, covering more than 1,000 billboards across Ukraine, which are said to be largely donated. Digital ads are funded by the profits from their YouTube channel, which has nearly 1.3 million subscribers and generates more than $15,000 a month. Wow. Soon they hope to expand into a new area, merchandising. So look at this. There she is. She does have long legs. I'll give her that. Putting the makeup on. It's Maria. And this is what the Ukrainians are doing to get people in. Wow. $15,000 a month from YouTube channel. Boy, I'd kill for that. Well, I tell you what, we have $15,000 a month. I would pour a lot of that money into hiring people and building a business. Leah's here. Meant to be in a pension, but SARS is still trying to get their pound of flesh. Yep. I'll take the Jeep, says Garrett. Why is there no milking bucket in the shot? There's no milk to be had there. Light rain. She's 6 beers pretty. Oh, Charles. Yeah, 6 beers pretty. Gotcha. That's because many work in the townships. There are millions of people working every day that do not pay tax. That's true. The informal economy is huge. Not as big as it is in the rest of Africa. Why is England forcing people with pet chickens to register them? What the hell is wrong with the United Kingdom? Great Britain, unregistered chickens could land their owners in jail. Deadline day for British chicken owners to register each of their individual birds with the state. From October 1st, it will be illegal to keep unregistered chickens in England, Wales, and Scotland. The new law also applies to pigeons and birds. What about Northern Ireland? Pigeons and birds of prey. Formally, the regulations are to aid preparedness for avian flu and similar diseases. However, some observers are hinting that the law means the Parliament is losing focus on big issues. Former Conservative and UK IP MP Douglas Carswell noted, in Britain from next Tuesday, it will be criminal offense to keep a chicken without registering with the authorities. Clown country. Indeed. Indeed. It is a clown country. You can't keep a chicken unless it's registered? What kind of morons are these people? Total morons. Oh my goodness, such morons. Well, 50 years later, the leftist government of Germany gets its man. They hunt down a Stasi man who shot a person who said he was going to blow people up with a bomb. Wow. They got him. They got their man. This is demented. Absolutely demented. 50 years later, German Stasi agent is convicted of murder, gets 10 years in prison. 80-year-old. The trial, largely based on historical documents and fading memories, underlined the difficulties Germany faces in bringing ex-East German officials to justice. An 80-year-old former officer in the East Germany Stasi secret police was found guilty Monday of killing a 38-year-old Polish man at the border crossing in Berlin 50 years ago. Martin Naumann was sentenced to 10 years in prison, the first time a former Stasi officer has been found guilty of murder. While the defendant did not commit the crime for personal reasons, he executed it mercilessly, presiding Judge Bernd Mizaikia. What the hell is that? Bernd Mizaikia. That is not a German name. Bernd Mizaikia? Some Slavic name. For more than 6 months, the pensioner, a slim man with white hair from brown the sides of his head, listened intently and quietly took notes. His defense attorney stated at the beginning of the trial that he denied the allegations. According to the public prosecutor's findings, on March 29, 1974, this is Czesław Kukuzieka, a 38-year-old Polish father of 3, was killed with a targeted shot to the back from a hiding place at the crossing point in Berlin's Friedrichstrasse station, the busiest border crossing on the wall. The defendant, a Stasi officer at the time, was tasked with rendering the guy harmless after the Pole threatened earlier that day to detonate a bomb in an attempt to secure his exit to the west. Stasi archives show. However, Kukuzieka was bluffing and the briefcase did not contain a bomb. Well, he didn't know that. The shooting, which took place in public and was witnessed by several schoolgirls waiting in line at the border crossing, was covered up in East Germany as one of many cases of people killed trying to cross the Iron Curtain. Well, he wasn't killed because he's trying to cross the Iron Curtain. He was killed because he presented a threat to the public, claiming to be a terrorist. It's more than a conviction of individual perpetrator. It is a conviction, a guilty verdict against the Ministry of State Security for a joint murder, says Hans-Jürgen Förster. Now, there's a German. The lawyer for the Kuzuka family. It was also a guilty verdict against the GDR government, which had such a secret service. The trial largely based on story. That's nonsense. The man threatened to blow people up, and he claimed to have a bomb. He made threats, and he was rendered no longer a threat. And this man is being persecuted for 50 years later. This is ridiculous. Social Democrats have won a big victory in Lithuania in round 1. Wow. Retreat of the right. The opposition Social Democratic Party has emerged as leader after Sunday's first round of national elections. The Lithuanian says it will start negotiations to form a new government with left-leaning parties, which could oust the center-right coalition that has ruled for the past 4 years. With 100% of votes in the first round counted on Monday, the Social Democrats won 18 of the first 70 seats to be decided in a 141-seat Simus. They won 18 and they think they're leading? Good Lord. 141 seats, they won 18 and they're talking about forming a government? Okay. Well, Iceland, which has no military, yet has been a charter member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and hosts a NATO base at Keflavik, just outside of Reykjavik, which means Smoky Harbor, by the way, if you don't know that. So the island nation says it's weary of Moscow's renewed military presence in the waters of the North Atlantic. There's General Chucky Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. America's systemically racist with a black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Yeah, systemically racist. The Pentagon's top general strode on a P-8 Poseidon surveillance plane Thursday morning, boarding just before rain turned to snow. The aircraft roared to life and ascended over craggy black lava fields before heading out over the North Atlantic. U.S. forces aboard walked him through their mission, surveying the chilling waters for Russian submarines. Though Iceland has a pacifist tradition, no military, it has been a member of the NATO alliance since its founding and is increasingly his partner. And there is a new subscriber. It's Nkaniso Mbata. Thank you, Nkaniso Mbata, for joining us, subscribing. Yeah, so Iceland has pledged to spend $4 billion annually in Iceland. Well, 4 billion Icelandic kroner, 30 million through 2028 to provide military and humanitarian support for Ukraine. So Iceland, pacifist Iceland, is fueling the war as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a big story that I reported on last night on my original channel. A gentleman showed up at the Coachella rally for President Trump on Saturday. He had a VIP pass. He entered through security, went through the second level security. They had questions about his vehicle because of the way it looked. They inspected it. They found a loaded shotgun, a loaded handgun, not secured properly in the car. They found multiple IDs, multiple passports, multiple driver's license. The license registration, the vehicle was not registered with the state of California or any other state. The vehicle had fake license plates, and the local authorities in the Riverside County Sheriff's Office claimed that this was a third assassination attempt against Donald Trump. In response, he claims it's BS, and he was released on initially reported as a $10,000 bail, but then later listed as $5,000 bail. So what is going on here? First off, what the hell's wrong with Vem Miller? This guy is about as bright as a 2-watt light bulb. Speaking of frozen chicken, this guy's a frozen chicken. Man with illegal guns, fake credentials, caught at Trump rally checkpoint. A California sheriff said Sunday that deputies thwarted a third would-be assassination attempt a day earlier when they prevented an armed man from entering the Republican candidate's rally. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco said authorities stopped Vem Miller, 49-year-old from Las Vegas, at a checkpoint outside the rally after police noticed he had fake media and VIP passes on him and was also carrying illegal firearms. The records show that he posted a $5,000 bond and has since been released. Sheriff Bianco said deputies found a pistol and a shotgun, both of which were unregistered, and multiple boxes of ammunition for the two guns inside his messy black SUV when they searched it. He also had a fake license plate number. And he says, Sheriff Bianco says, I truly do believe we prevented another assassination attempt. Now, for his defense, Mr. Vem Miller and Mindy Robinson claim that they are journalists and that she knows him and that he's all in for Trump. But this clown says that he was a Bernie Sanders supporter until he saw the light. How could anybody who believes in the Constitution ever support Bernie Sanders? That's insane. This is insane. So I don't know what's going on. Assassination attempt or just a bunch of dumbasses. I think there's a bunch of dumbasses here. Who goes to a rally with loaded firearms in your vehicle and multiple passports? Well, I'm Armenian. Well, then get the hell out of America. He's been here since at least 15, or living in California since the age of 15, so why aren't you an American? Wow. So who is Vem Miller? Well, the Daily Mail had an exclusive interview with Miss Robinson, and Fox News had an exclusive interview with Vem Miller. The Daily Mail says what we know. He was taken into custody Saturday. Local law enforcement claim this was probably a third assassination attempt. He's denied any wrongdoing. But just who is the investigative journalist and self-described MAGA supporter now at the center of another alleged attempt on Trump's life? Well, he's got out on a $5,000 bond. No federal charges. And there she is, Mindy Robinson. Ooh, she uses the bleach well in her hair. According to his LinkedIn profile, he's an investigative journalist, documentary filmmaker, and content producer with over 20 years of experience. He works for a company called the America Happens Network. Seemingly set up the site, which described itself as the only truly uncensored network in America with right-wing documentarian Mindy Robinson. She's right-wing? Okay, well, definitely hotter than the left-wing. If it was left-wing, it'd be some dude pretending to be a woman. Oh, my goodness. Let's go take a look at what's going on. Has Ramaphosa started talking yet? Because I'm still streaming that. He's talking now. Let's go see what Cyril's got to say.
The government of national unity were sworn into office. The establishment, comrades, of the GNU was a historic occasion, bringing together into one administration the 7th administration, parties from across the political spectrum. As we mark this moment, we reflect on the establishment of the GNU. We also reflect on the progress that has been made to bring stability into our country since the 29th May elections. Yes, we reflect on the work that has been done, particularly in carrying out the mandate of the people for transformation, inclusive growth, and the creation of jobs.
His lips are moving.
And on this occasion, yes, we recognize the decision of the people of South Africa, who made it clear to all of us and to the African National Congress.
God, this guy speaks at such a slow pace.
That they would like us to work together.
They would like us to work together. I need to get a picture of the crowd here. That's not what I want. Yeah, anyway, so there you have it. I just want to get a picture because I'm going to put a Twitter post up about this. All ANC. Nobody else. Nobody else but the ANC. All right, so this is the lady who's associated with Vem Miller. Vem Miller. Mindy Robinson. She definitely is right, says Charles. New feminist president of Mexico is irritating me. She has no priorities such as ending the cartel problem. I have no idea what she's about. She's Jewish. That's what I know about her. Make him wear a black suit at least. He needs to make appropriate noises. Yeah. OnlyFans content, says Brian. Yeah, I suppose she could have OnlyFans. She's got definitely some inflated memories there. Those are not genuine. And that's not her genuine hairstyle or hair color. Mr. Munir Palapala is talking slowly so the ANC members can understand him, says Richard. Okay, gotcha. So that's Mindy Robinson. She says that he's all in for Maga. Yep. Files obtained by Daily Mail reveal a somewhat checkered past. He married Sonia Guyen, had 2 children with her, but appears to have divorced and sued her in federal court in 2021, claiming she kidnapped the kids and took them to the UK while he was working in Canada. He says, I'm from LA. I've lived there since I was 15 for nearly 30 years. He claimed he successfully fought a 22-month legal case in Canada, got his kids back, but a corrupt judge returned them to the UK after 3 months. The judge dismissed the case as frivolous due to lack of subject matter jurisdiction 2 days after Miller had filed his complaint. Here he is with RFK Jr., and there he is with Steve Bannon. Wow. He's a registered Republican who's been a MAGA activist for years, according to Mindy Robinson. Yep, he ran unsuccessfully to be a candidate for some election here. Well, there you go. So who is this guy? He seems like a wackadoodle to me. Kamala Harris is asking border agents, what do we do? What do we do? Harris asked border sheriffs how to do better than Biden on immigration policy. Vice President Kamala Harris's team sought advice from a top border sheriff on how to do better on immigration policy. Mark Daniels of Cochise County in Arizona and chair of the National Sheriff's Association said the campaign made the overture after he shepherded Miss Harris around his territory last month. I lived in Cochise County, which is on the border with Mexico. I lived in Sierra Vista, Arizona, on 2 different occasions in Cochise County. Yeah, we have a real problem there. SpaceX uses the chopsticks to catch the super heavy booster landing on the Earth. Although I was confused about the actual Starship returning. Look at it, blew up out in the ocean. I thought it was supposed to land in Boca Chica, but it blew up in the ocean. I don't know, would it blow up or not? But the images I saw made it look like it blow up. Anyway, SpaceX catches giant Starship booster with mechanical arms. Elon Musk wants SpaceX to be the first company to build a reusable spaceship and rocket with the goal of ferrying people to the moon and Mars. And there it is. The super heavy booster is grappled at the launch pad near Boca Chica. Wow, that was really cool. Look at the people out in the boats watching. The 5th Starship test flight on Sunday caught its returning giant booster back on the launch pad with its mechanical arms. That was incredible. Yep. The super heavy booster relit 3 of its 33 Raptor engines to slow its speedy descent back to SpaceX's launch site as it targeted the launch pad and tower it had blasted off from. The tower, taller than the Statue of Liberty at over 400 feet, is fitted with 2 large metal arms at the top. So cool. So cool. There it is. It's caught. That's incredible. That's just absolutely incredible. Meanwhile, Starship, the rocket system's second stage, the top half launched by the booster, continued around the world, soaring more than 130 miles high. And an hour after liftoff, it made a controlled landing in the Indian Ocean, adding to the achievement. Cameras on the nearby buoy showed flames shooting up from the water as it impacted precisely the targeted spot and sank. Okay, it was supposed to sink? Well, that's pretty cool. Explains why we saw the flames coming up in the dark. Starbucks scales back discounts after its new CEO takes over. This isn't going to work. Scaling back discounts for your overpriced coffee is not going to get us to come in. $7.46 for a Frappuccino. Are you high? Brian Nickel aims to improve cafe operations and focusing more on selling premium coffee while promoting seasonal drinks. Starbucks is pulling back on promotions and discounts, an early move by Brian Nickel, the new chief executive, to reposition the coffee chain after a turbulent year. Since he was tapped in August to take the helm, Starbucks has quietly reduced the frenzy of discounts it offered for long stretches in the past year, according to company executives. The problem with the discounts is they were inconsistent and they were too difficult to achieve. Today, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are both campaigning right here in the most important state in this election. I live in the most consequential state in all of the country, according to all analysts, and there's a lot of truth to it. Vice President Harris and former President Trump are both heading Monday to Pennsylvania, and this is Columbus Day. Harris is scheduled to campaign in Erie in the northwest corner of the state, trying to bolster her campaign with black men. Here's a little hint to Kamala Harris. If you're trying to bolster your campaign with black men, why are you going to Erie? There are almost no black men there. You go to Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. That's where the black men are. You dumbass. My goodness. Trump is scheduled to appear at a town hall in Oaks, a Philadelphia suburb, today. Well, hurricane recovery officials in North Carolina claim that militia have chased away the National Guard. What? They've been relocated amid a report of armed militia. This is bizarre. Federal emergency response personnel who finally arrived in North Carolina had employees operating in hard-hit Rutherford County stop working and move to a different area because of concerns over armed militia threatening government workers in the region, according to an email sent to federal agencies helping with response. Around 1 p.m. Saturday, an official with the U.S. Forest Service, which is supporting recovery efforts after Hurricane Helene, along with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, sent an urgent message to numerous federal agencies warning that FEMA had advised all federal responders in Rutherford County to stand down and evacuate the county immediately. The message stated that National Guard troops had come across 2 trucks of armed militias saying they were out hunting FEMA. And what did the National Guard do? The incident management team has been notified and are coordinating evacuation of all assigned personnel in that county. Really? So what did the Guard do if you found people who have guns and are hunting FEMA? Such bullshit. Well, CBS has scored a major own goal, folks. The CBS network with their bogus interference in elections. Huge unfavored error. CBS News roiled by allegations of anti-Israel bias and deceptive editing. CBS News showed that it can make news as well as cover it after a brutal week that saw the network add allegations of anti-Israel bias to its woes over its editing of an interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. Network was criticized for admonishing CBS Morning's co-host Tony Dokopil over his quizzing of author Ta-Nehisi Coates on his Israel-unfriendly book. That's a disgusting human being, Ta-Nehisi Coates. He's a really nasty, anti-white, anti-Christian, horrible human person. The message in an interview that reportedly prompted a public reprimand of staff meeting and around diversity coaching. Do not refer to it as being in Israel, said Mark Bennett, CBS News director, talking about Jerusalem. You can't say Jerusalem is in Israel, but of course it's in Israel. And then the double whammy came as 60 Minutes interview of Kamala Harris was edited to make her look intelligent instead of the idiot that she is. Now, the stupidity of the Biden-Harris regime has led us into a dark corner with Chinese infiltrating our universities, Chinese infiltrating our think tanks, Chinese infiltrating our governments at the federal level. Eric Swalwell knocking boots, banging Fang Fang, a Chinese spy. We've got Kathy Hochul with Chinese spies in her office. We've got corporation with the Chinese spies. We've arrested Chinese spies at Princeton, Yale, and other research centers. And now we've got Chinese spy balloons that the Biden regime allows to float over the entire United States, spying on, collecting information on nuclear sites, on our critical infrastructure, before shooting it down after it leaves the United States airspace. And then on top of that, now we find out that Langley was flown by a squadron of drones that were spying on our military complexes, and the Biden regime did nothing about it. Mystery drones swarmed a U.S. military base for 17 days. U.S. officials don't know who's behind the drones and have flown unhindered over sensitive national security sites or how to stop them. I know how to stop them. Get some freaking shotguns. U.S. Air Force General Mark Kelly wasn't sure what to make of reports that a suspicious fleet of unidentified aircraft had been flying over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. For several nights, military personnel reported a mysterious breach of restricted airspace over a stretch of land that is one of the largest concentrations of national security facilities in the United States. The show usually starts 45 minutes to an hour after sunset. The first drone arrived shortly. Kelly, a career fighter pilot, estimated it was roughly 20 feet long and flying at more than 100 miles an hour at an altitude of 3,000 to 4,000 feet. Other drones follow, one by one, sounding a distance like a parade of lawnmowers. The drones headed south across Chesapeake Bay toward Norfolk and over an area that includes the home base of the Navy SEAL Team 6 and Naval Station Norfolk. Are you serious? This is unbelievable. Multiple drones. And they have no idea. No idea what the hell's going on. Mystery drones swarmed high-security Air Force Base for 17 days. Officials are baffled. Wow. They have no idea what the hell's going on. Huge drones. Look at this. An army of drones flying over Langley Air Force Base near Norfolk. Unbelievable. Defense officials do not know for certain whether the drones belong to curious hobbyists or rogue actors. Some suspect they came from Russia or China to test an American response. But analysts did learn that the quadcopters didn't use frequencies available for most off-the-shelf commercial drones, which believe indicated they were not operated by hobbyists. They knew they had to respond quickly and reach out to the White House. Well, they did nothing about it. Now there's the spy balloon finally shot down. There it is, Chinese spy balloon. A U-2 pilot looking down on that in February of last year. And there's the path the Chinese spy balloon flew all the way across the United States until it was shot down at sea, not over the United States, spying on our nuclear facilities. This regime has intentionally submarine and sabotage. Why is this not part of the campaign? Trump, wake up. Tell people about the threats to our national security, to our economy. Chinese spies proliferating under this regime. Chinese spy balloons. We've got drones, not little hobby drones like this big, but freaking 10-foot long drones flying at 100 miles per hour over our military bases. What the hell is going on? Well, one thing that is going on is the Democratic Party is freaking out because black men in particular are abandoning the plantation. They are abandoning the plantation. They're either not going to vote or they're going to vote for Trump. I think the percentage of black voters who don't vote will be larger than those who vote for Trump, but the two blocks together spell defeat for Kamala Harris in Michigan, in Georgia, and in Pennsylvania. Good Lord. Black Vice President Kamala Harris, who's not black, is on track to win a majority of black voters and has brought many back to her party since she took over for Sleepy Joe. But things still look grim for the Demon Rats. And it took 3 people to write this article. Vice President Kamala Harris has improved her party standing among black voters since Biden dropped out in the coup, but nearly 8 of 10 black voters nationwide say they will vote for her. It was only 74% when Joe Biden was running, so she picked up about 10% more black voters. I find that hard to believe, given social media. Well, what do you think of this, folks? These are people. Let's take a look and see what Ramaphosa's got to say. Is he still talking? He's probably still blathering on. Let me go back there. Yeah, he's still blathering on. Let's go see what Ramaphosa's got to say again.
Parties, and some of those parties we have major ideological differences with. We knew that there were fundamental issues on which we differed, and that were bound to bring about tensions and strains in the government of national unity. But we also know from many decades of experience that the ANC comrades has the strategic clarity and the political capacity to work alongside a wide range of those in pursuit of progressive goals.
Wah 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 wah. Spare me, spare me, spare me, spare me. What a bunch of nonsense. What a bunch of nonsense. Cyril has no idea what he's talking about. He's reading from a script. There's no teleprompter. So he keeps looking down. He looks like a parrot. Pecking for birdseed. Yep, that's what he looks like. Unbelievable. Cyril Ramaphosa, the Ramaphoser. Yep. So these people have been kicked off flights for their attire. What do you guys think? If you go on a flight, if a woman is with ample memories, not wearing a bra, see-through nipples, remember children flying flights, business people flying flights, people of faith flying flights, wearing shorts in which you can see the pubic hair from their crotch, do you think this is appropriate? Wearing crop tops, is this appropriate? Well, airlines are not allowing it, and they're all playing the victim here. So, sinister reasons these braless and inappropriate women were kicked off their flights. I don't think so. Yep. A heated debate is sweeping the nation after airlines kicked a string of passengers off flights due to their outfit choices. With crop tops, leggings, and bike shorts increasingly sparking outrage among flight crews, women are finding themselves barred from boarding for outfits deemed inappropriate. Now critics are accusing airlines of unfairly targeting women with sexist and arbitrary dress codes, igniting a nationwide controversy about whether airlines should have the power to police passengers' clothing. Well, of course they should. Of course they should. It's a private flight. Look how they're dressed, wearing sweatpants and a crop top. You can't put clothing on. People used to wear suits. Look at this. This is highly inappropriate. Should airlines police passengers' attire? Yes. 61% of the respondents agree with me. Wow. They're using intimidation and power tactics on us. We've never been in a law situation getting in trouble, so we're like, oh my God, what do we do? Well, you look like hoes. It's inappropriate on a flight. Spirit Airlines do better. You kicked us out of the plane and a lady with a toddler, with the reason being we disrupted the flight because we were wearing crop tops. Teresa is a travel influencer with 40,000 followers, and 2 were headed to New Orleans to celebrate Tara's birthday when she got kicked off the flight. In January, travelers kicked off a plane in the U.S. for not wearing a bra and insists she was punished for not meeting gender expectations. Lisa Archbold, who identifies as queer, demanded apology from Delta after claiming that staff picked on her solely for wearing men's clothing on a flight from Salt Lake City. There she is. There she is again. Ex-Miss Universe told outfit it's inappropriate by American Airlines. January 2022, former Miss Universe Olivia Kuplo slammed American Airlines after she said, the staff said her outfit was inappropriate and demanded she put on a blouse over her crop top and bike shorts. The 29-year-old showed details of the altercation on her Instagram stories. And there she is. That is inappropriate on a flight. I don't know what planet you're coming from there, sweetheart. Yep. And they made her put a top on. Yeah, well, because you're inappropriately dressed. Someone says she looks cute. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter whether she looks cute. She's not dressed properly. That's her sister. That's okay. That chica there, that's her sister from another father. Yeah. This is what I effing wear. This is what a bodybuilder says. A Turkish bodybuilder fitness model living in the U.S. has stopped boarding a plane in Texas. Well, look at those crotchless pants there. That's not what she was wearing on the flight, but that's how she looks normally. There she is competing. This dude got kicked off for the middle finger on a T-shirt. It's inappropriate. And the airlines kicked him off. Anyway, culture of victimization. We're all victims. Everyone's trying to get us. Well, it's not just South Africa that has crime. We have crime as well in America. We have murders. Not nearly as many as South Africa. They have more murders. A country 1/6 the size of ours, population-wise, has more murders per year than the United States. But we do have murders. We have rape. We have violence. We have home robberies. We also have carjackings and car theft. Car theft is a major problem in the United States, and here are some of the hot spots. Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Connecticut saw huge rises in car theft under the corrupt Biden regime's lack of law enforcement in 2023. California, Texas, and Florida were the worst hit by sheer numbers. Motorists across the U.S. are urged to be ever more careful where they park their cars in the face of alarming nationwide uptick in motor theft. Vehicle thefts have risen sharply since 2019 and reached a new peak of 1,020,729 car thefts last year. Kia and Hyundai are the most frequently targeted models, thanks to, in part to security vulnerability thieves have cracked and shared widely on social media. From keyless entry hacks to relay tactics on key fobs, perpetrators are exploiting vulnerabilities in modern vehicle security measures with alarming success. And there are the hotspots around the country. 2 of them right near me, Philadelphia and D.C. Wow. Pennsylvania's also got a lot of carjackings, car thefts, I should say, not carjackings. Yep. And here you go. These are the 2023 thefts. 48,000 Hyundai Elantras stolen in America. Reported stolen, probably more stolen. 43,000 Hyundai Sonatas. 30,000 Kia Optimus. 24,000 Chevy Silverado 1500s. 21,000 Kia Soul. 21,000 Honda Accord. 20,000 Honda Civic. 16,000 Kia Forte. 16,000 Ford F-150s, and 16,000 Kia Sportages. Well, that's more cars stolen in America last year than sold in South Africa by a factor of nearly 2. Wow. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, folks. I mean, wow. Bat crap crazy, is it not? That's insane. That is insane. Well, I'm just trying to save a couple screen captures here real quick from the ANC's GNU rally. I don't get their purpose in holding a GNU rally with no one else there. That just doesn't make any sense. Why are you holding a rally for the Government of National Unity when the Government of National Unity isn't present? What's with the ANC? These guys are so self-obsessed. They are so vain, so unbelievable that they hold rallies for the Government of National Unity, which no one from the Government of National Unity is involved in. It's beyond comical. Oh, the pouting. Let's see what he's got to say now.
And in the first creation to be a priority of the Government of National Unity. That is an important development.
They don't look convinced.
About, we are going to be diverted. The National Democratic Revolution is going to be defeated.
Legends in our minds.
There is now clear acceptance on the priorities of the African National Congress. They are now the priorities of the Government of National Unity. And that is one thing that we must recognize. Secondly,
this guy's so full of himself.
The second priority is to reduce poverty and to tackle the high cost of living. And to get the 9 parties to recognize
You're right,
that,
Charles.
yes,
I look like you're falling asleep.
we must reduce poverty. Poverty that mainly affects our people is something that we must
don't look
recognize and
that.
appreciate. Thirdly, we said we want to build a capable and ethical developmental state. Comrades, these priorities are closely aligned to the 6 priorities areas of the ANC 2024 manifesto. To lazy priorities. So abantu abasabayo abangabazayo sithi the priorities of the GNU are also the priorities of the African National Congress. And we now have many people who are in the GNU who are chanting and articulating precisely all these priorities. There is not a single one who is opposed to this.
Wait, this camouflage like they're warriors. Such pathetic people. There's a Bantu. Oh, Chris. Okay. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, they look rather all unconvinced. Their effort to wipe out white people is being pushed aside for the moment, and they seem rather angry about it. Speech is so boring the crowd will demand a streetwise and 2 T-shirts. Yeah, holy guacamole. Yep. Is Ramaphosa sponsored by a wheel cap company? I have no idea. Look at that, folks. That's Fikele. He's the only one that's engaged. The rest of them are like looking at their phones, looking away. Oh, look at that. Is that Barbara Creasy in the back? The only white face left in the ANC? Wow. They didn't even tell me elections are over. No, Charles, this is all meant to shore up support in their crooked party, which needs help. By the way, just a reminder for the rest of the week, I won't be doing broadcasts from here, and my time will be adjusted based on when I can actually communicate. Now they're raising their hands. But for the next 2 weeks, I will be away from my studio. I'm doing consulting and not available, but I will be doing videos just the same. By the way, and thanks to everybody who's got over and watched my videos on the other channel. I mean, that is just incredible. It was at 51,700 last time I looked. I can't really get into. Actually, I can check on my phone. What am I thinking here? I can check on my phone. Can't do it on my PC because I'll lose this stream, so I got to keep it going. Let me look at my mobile here and see what it's up to. Last time I checked, it was 51,700. Boy, I got a lot of text messages here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, 10, 11. 11 text messages today for political candidates. 11. It's absolutely insane, folks. I mean, literally insane. So let me take a look here. And I have a phone that's do not call. Every time that happens, it's like a $400 or $500 fine, but they never enforce it. Okay, so this is 51,000 views, but that's old. That was a couple hours ago. So let me see if I can go to analytics. Yeah, so 31,000. Yeah, see there it says 31,000. That's crazy. It's over 51,000. So dashboard. I'm up to 20,809 subscribers on that channel. So that channel had 20,100. So I've gotten 700 subscribers off that video. Erica's leaving. Well, bye-bye, Erica. Sorry to see you go. Yeah, they look katana-ic. Yep. Launch and landing was amazing. Yeah, it was, PK. Careful to raise Elon to Messiah status. Not a word about Elon's magnificent achievement this weekend. Garrett, I talked about it. What are you talking about? Not a word. Who's got not a word? I've talked about it endlessly. We showed stuff. I even live broadcast it. Why is Lessufi wearing a camouflage hat? Yeah, well, I don't know about Lessufi, but Fikine Mabalula is. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, speech is so boring they want 2 streetwise. Hey, Vilma, how's it going? He's still going on. SABC has got him on there.
We are going to be focusing through Imteto on ensuring that the procurement that is set aside so that every department in government, both at national, provincial, and local government, they should know that when they go out to procure, to buy services, to buy goods, they must focus on those set aside for women, for young people, and for people with disabilities.
So we still use corrupt practices. The government will still use corrupt practices to enrich people who aren't qualified based on their gender and their age instead of getting the best service for the taxpayer. Well, okay, good to see that the communists have not changed their tactics. The DA is watching this and chanting, "Yes, Daddy." Yeah, this is a cure for this is a cure for people's insomnia. If you can't sleep, this will put you to sleep. 104 likes, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for that, guys. Yeah, I don't know what Ramaphosa is up to here. This is just pathetic. This is sad. You fight communism with imperialism. We may like it or not. You don't need imperialism to fight communism. We used a republic to defeat communism and defeat fascism. We didn't need communism. No one needs communism. That's nonsense. All right, so let me close some of these things off. I don't need them any longer. Shut them down. There's Elon Musk's door. I just closed it. close. Boy, I covered a lot of stories today, didn't I? China, South Korea, Nigeria, PEPFAR, South African Communist Party. Yeah, there you go. All right, now we're back to just Cyril on that one. Okay, so, wow, for a long time since I checked in here in the studio. It was 118 last time I looked. Now it's 85, 104 likes, $2 in Super Chats, which came from Courtney McBride. Thank you for that. ANC will be celebrating Thursdays next. Yeah, today it's Thursday. Yeah. Can't even buy my streetwise. Must go to these rallies to have one meal every 6 months. Oh, my goodness, Ruvani. Patrick says, I love the content, sir. Well, thank you, Patrick. I very appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. Look at the silly Prime Minister of Barbados leaving the Commonwealth. This is why socialists... Yeah, well, leaving the Commonwealth for Barbados is a dumb move. They're not going to gain anything from it. And it didn't hurt them. 2 T-shirts. Yeah, no. I got a DA T-shirt that was given to me. Yeah, and not in Port Elizabeth, but rather in Joburg. It was given to me in Joburg. So anyway, I'm going to guess that a certain other person is up broadcasting right now explaining where my audience disappeared to. Traitors. No? Oh, actually someone else is up, not the person I thought. So, interesting. Interesting. What is this 10 things you need to know about America? Well, let's see what this is.
To discover that the official flag of a country has become, or is becoming, a partisan flag. It has become a factional flag. The flag of the conservatives, the right-wingers, or whatever, are the ones displaying the American flag. And the woke side, or the left, some of them still display the flag, but increasingly we find that they don't display that flag. And I remember speaking to, this was a few years ago, to someone in who's a professor in America about the consequences of 9/11. This person was in New York during the 9/11 tragedy in 2001. And what really struck me from this person's remarks was that this person said to me that one of the worst things about 9/11, or the consequences or the aftermath thereof, was the sudden surge of American flags everywhere. Everywhere you went, you just saw American flags.
So why is that bad?
And this made evidently a lot of people uncomfortable, because people are not comfortable with the American flag anymore.
No, that's not true.
So
that professor's full of shit.
This is a very concerning thing to note.
Sorry, Ernst, that professor that told you that's full of crap, they don't know what they're talking about. That didn't make people uncomfortable. Not at all. That was already there. That was already present. And so that fake show of patriotism was just like, the fake show of Ukraine pins. The professor's conclusions are wrong. Completely wrong. Brian says something cussing. It's just... Biggest disappointment 24, the DA. Yep. DA makes Garrett vomit. USA Politics much better to watch, says Vilma. Yep, so hot full. I follow US Politics 10 times more, says me. Well, good. Then you guys need to go to my original channel, @Real Chris Wyatt, and join me over there. That one now has, let's go see how many subscribers. 20,810. Just gained another subscriber. Wow. Yesterday I had 20,100. So 700 subscribers because of that one video. But unfortunately, the second video is not taking off the way it should. Only 600 views. It's crazy how YouTube does that. I've never been to Barbados. The Caribbean has zero interest for me whatsoever. I've been to the Caribbean 3 times, and that's 3 times too many. I've been to Florida several times. That's several times too many. Does nothing for me. I've been to Georgia many times. I lived in Georgia. Does nothing for me. No, thank you. Not my cup of tea. U.S. politics are more entertaining. I give you that. Our politicians in the Farmers League. Yep. Imagine South Africa was a functioning country and had been able to keep Elon Musk. How would he have changed the continent? Wow. Imagine that. Well, it still would have been a challenge for Elon Musk because he wouldn't have been able to raise the revenue and have the resources and the scale that he can get in America. So I don't think he still would have been, even if it was a proper country, he probably would have had part of his companies in South Africa and part of it in America, but he still would have come to America. Zimbabwe needs to incorporate back into the Commonwealth King Charles as head of state. If you say so, Pablo. Rivani says, you're climbing back, Chris, slowly but surely. That's not slow, man. That's not slow. That video's got over 51,700 views when I went live. I don't know what it's at now. I can only look at that in the actual current statistics because they're always an hour or 2 hours behind on YouTube. When you look at the app and look at it online, you don't see the same number I see. So, for instance, if I went to that channel right now and went at Real Chris Wyatt, let me see what it'll tell me how many views. At Real Chris Wyatt. Okay, let's see. So that one is telling me that video has 51,000 views. Okay, that's more than I thought. Okay, from 2 days ago. Yeah, so it must be higher than that. Usually it is higher. It was still getting 3,000 views per hour when I looked at it when I went live an hour and a half ago. So who knows? Whereas my video on Action SA's betrayal in South Africa in Tshwane has gotten just 185 views an hour ago. If we had the same country at 1977 in 2024, we would be unstoppable, says Tian. Trump is going to be the Joe Rogan show. Don't know when. Well, nice for Joe Rogan. He's boring as all get out. The Barbados PM and this Mexican new president are boiling my head, says Pablo Charlie. Yeah, no, Ravani, it's not slowly. It's a big jump. Matthew Dixon, his channel needs a new host. For that, you're not getting a salute. I'll give you one of these salutes. Matthew needs a new host. Yeah, well, there you go. I also had a request in to interview Dr. Victor Davis Hanson. I got a response, and then they went quiet. So he's just really busy, and I don't pay, so that's probably why. Also, I don't get anywhere near as many people watching. But if I can get the numbers back up on the original channel, which is now at 20,810, 20,811, look at that. Boom, every minute I'm gaining a subscriber. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that has arrested the decline in theft of my subscribers. And these are new ones, and these are overwhelmingly viewers in the States, and most of them are MAGA supporters based on the comments. It's interesting, though, because somebody attacked that video saying that I got it all wrong. Who am I? Let me see if I can find that comment on that video. Let me get to that video. I probably won't be able to find that. No, it's way down. So there's so many comments on here. Last time I looked, there were 3,000 likes on that video out of 51,000 views. That's pretty cool. And then on top of that, there were, I think, 11 dislikes, so somebody didn't like it. But on top of that, over 600, 700 new subscribers. So that video, wow, I haven't had a video hit 50,000. I mean, other than my live streams of rugby, which that's not the same. I haven't had a video hit 50,000 in a long time. So I think the last time was when I was in South Africa last year on this channel. I had 2 videos, one of which went to 50,000, which is when people robbed the trucks that broke down in KZ, and I got it from a friend of mine, Greg, who gave it to me. His friend was robbed as these people just went up and ripped everything out of the vehicle, stole all the goods. And then another one, same situation, 38,000. So I hadn't had a 50,000 in a while, so on any channel. So hopefully it keeps growing. I got a Donald Trump ad on here. Oh, it ended. Shoot. So.
Wyatt in central Pennsylvania, nearly midnight on Friday, October 11th, 2024. And I find myself quite puzzled and bemused at this hour, as an effort to find this news in mainstream legacy media has simply been impossible. What am I talking about? Well, if Twitter can be trusted, and a number of content creators on TikTok and Twitter have been posting stories that the case before the appellate court in New York regarding the ludicrous conviction of Donald Trump for non-existent crime has been overturned by the appellate court. And in fact, the closing arguments of the attorneys for Letitia James and the prosecutor's office were practically begging the appellate court not to sanction them for what is certainly...
Anyway, that's that video. So I put a lot of effort into it. Yeah, this is my favorite part of the video, when I did the conversation with Barack Obama.
Black community tonight.
Is that we have not yet seen the same
brothers
of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Look at that face.
Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
With the brothers.
Yo, so I'm CJ Pearson, one of the young black men that President Obama yesterday tried to lecture into supporting Kamala Harris just because she, quote, looks like him.
I'm trying to figure out one thing. Who do the fuck Obama supposed to be? The fucking black messiah? Talking about his message to all the black men. Why we not voting for Miss Harris?
Are you kidding me? Barack Obama. I didn't vote for you either time. I saw right through you back then.
President Obama, with all due disrespect, man, go sit your duck ass down. Like we can't see what the fuck just happened in the last 4 years and then the 4 years before that. Like our pockets and our account don't read the fucking different numbers.
Barack Obama.
Go sit your duck ass down. I was searching for some comments and responses to things. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Too funny. Go sit your duck ass down. Oh my God, that's too funny. Oh, Cyril's still talking. My God.
A number of issues, and we should applaud that. At the same time, we will continue to make efforts to ensure that the ANC deployees in all levels of government do their work, whether they are ministers, whether they are MECs, whether they are premiers, whether they are councillors. They must continue.
What about the bureaucracy that you staff full of incompetent people as well? African Americans idolize Jordans over investing, says Pablo. Not all. People are dumb enough just to follow Obama anymore. Oh, they're not dumb enough, yeah. Squirrel is cringe. He is cringe. This is pathetic, man. It's really, really sad. Really, really sad to see him out there. Wow. Barack Obama stepped into the doo-doo with conservative black. Oh, not just conservative black men. Black men across the board are pissed off at this clown. Yep. I didn't see that Obama compared Trump to Fidel Castro. That's comical. Where does he get that nonsense from? Anyway, if you haven't seen my video over on the other channel, let me see if I can find that real quick. And I'll give you the link to it just so you can watch it. Okay. Oh, now it's not even featured. What the hell? It's not even featured. Maybe because I watched it already. Okay. Okay, so if you want to watch that video over in the other channel, please do. If you're not a subscriber over there, because a lot of people didn't know about my original channel after I was put in the gulag. But it's been back since March of last year, and we are pushing it back up, trying to get some more subscribers. So, cool beans. Yep, exciting stuff. Want to ride that dragon as long as I can. As long as I can. At least it's not Zoom to give me a speech. Otherwise, we'd be here for the whole week. Cyril's giving a state of inflation. Diddy loves berries. Have you heard the version that people did that's sexually related? Because maybe LeBron got some Diddy meat. Oh my God. Oh my God. That version, it's on TikTok. It is so funny, hilarious. Oh, they redid one of P. Diddy's songs from back in the day, and they used the same music in the background, and they put different lyrics in it. About baby oil. Find it funny that, but Johnson & Johnson their stock must have taken a major nosedive now that P. Diddy's freakouts are out of business. Yeah, PK found it funny Obama had to step in because Kamala is so incompetent at running the presidency that they had to bring in Obama. Well, he's been running it all along. Susan Rice was running the country, not Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. She was busy whining about the drapes in the vice president's residence in the observatory. They discriminated against me because I'm a black vice president. We have to live in a temporary residence. No, the previous vice president, Pence, had to live in a temporary residence, and the timing just unfortunately worked out for you whiny little BA. Anyway, ruled over the U.S. for 8 years, so no wonder people like him. People don't like him. He's a scumbag. Video stuttering. Shadows here. What are you talking about, video stuttering? Oh, wow. What's going on here? Am I still live? I may not even be live anymore. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Fascinating. Fascinating. No, I'm still live. Fascinating. All right, I'm here. Okay, you guys got me. Mighty Jamie kid will also learn one day. Nah, Mighty Jamie won't learn. Oh, I knew nothing about the guy until I watched him ambush Ronaldo Cruz. What a Shameful person. All right, you guys still have me. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. The brothers from Martha's Vineyard. Yep. He ruled over the U.S. for 8 years. Not really. Barack sound like the black version of Biden. You ain't black if you ain't... Exactly. And oh, by the way, why is he stumping for a woman who's not even black? She's not black. Let's be clear about this. If you're voting for Kamala Harris because she's a woman, okay, you're dumb. If you're voting for Donald Trump because he's a man, you're dumb. If you're voting for Donald Trump because you agree with his policies, or at least some of them, then that's your decision. If you agree with Kamala Harris for her policies, then you're dumb because she has no policies except for the ones that she's hijacked from Trump. If you're voting for her because she's a woman, you're an idiot. If you're voting for her because she's black, you're even dumber than dumb. The woman is not black. The fact that she has brown skin doesn't make her black. Yeah, getting 12 frames per second. Slow down your shadows here. That's your connection or something. Slow down your resolution. Go to the bottom and pick a slower resolution. She looks more black than Indian. Yeah, that's true, but that depends on when you see her and how she's dressed. Yeah, Barack is begging that as a sign. You're correct, Garrett. He's out there admonishing and chewing out men. And Joe Biden is promoting and congratulating Ron DeSantis on his disaster response and his coordination with Biden. Oh, my goodness. It's so funny. So funny. You should know that race and identity politics work on people who do not research on their own. PK, I'm well aware of how these things work. Thank you. And I'm well aware of why they work. But that doesn't mean that honest people who believe in non-racialism shouldn't continue to try to get the job done. So that's what I try to do on a daily basis. Yeah. Anyway, so hang on a second. Let me just check and see if I get more subscribers there. 20,814. I picked up 3 more subscribers since the last time I mentioned it. Cool. What's your opinion of the A's Major League Baseball franchise relocating Los Angeles? Fine with me, Pablo Charlie. The team started in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Athletics, Connie Mack, they moved out to Oakland. I don't know why they moved to Oakland. Oakland is a disaster area. It's a place run by black folks and run into the ground by black folks. Yeah. San Francisco is a disaster area run by white folks and then run into the ground by white folks and people of color as they destroyed San Francisco. Yep. Oakland is a dump. Yep. So I have no problem. Vegas is smart. Look, I was among those advocating for Las Vegas to have a professional sports franchise at the major league level long before anyone else. And when the Vegas Golden Knights went there and speaking of which, did they win last night? I fell asleep. Oh my goodness. NHL. Let me see if they won last night. I think it was last night they were playing. NHL scores. So Monday, October 14th. No, I went Sunday. No, it was the Wild. The Wild lost. Oh, shame. They beat the Ducks. Okay, they did win 3-1. So now Vegas is 3-0. Cool beans. So Vegas starts out the season brilliantly with 3 wins and no losses. Let's get down here to the West. There they are, Vegas Golden Knights. 3 wins from 3. 15 goals for, 8 against. That's incredible. Calgary's also 3-0, but they've given up 16 goals and given up 9 and scored 16. So they've got the same differential there. Yep. Wow. So Vegas is 3-0. I missed that game. I have to try to watch it on ESPN after the fact. Yep. So, my opinion on Oakland, let them go out there. The Raiders went there. The Raiders actually make sense. Silver, black and silver. Nevada is the silver state. It's known for its silver. Tons of silver out there. There's other things too, but silver is what it's known for. It's the silver state. So the LA Raiders going there made all the sense in the world. NBA is the most boring sport. Yeah, it is. It is. Ever since Jordan retired, it's all the same. They're all 7 foot. They're all black. They all play the same way. There's no distinction. And Steph Curry's the only standout that's actually remotely interesting. Invitation is still stuck at the post office. Most people just watch CNN and MSC. They cannot tell you any policies, and they only vote on what happens here, too. People do not search for themselves. It is sad. And, PK, I encourage people to learn for themselves. May I please plug a South African engineering podcast? Well, certainly, if you want to there, RJ, feel free to do it. College football can be very exciting. I taught at Iowa State, and we had the 2 years I was at Iowa State, we had Troy Davis who ran for 2,000 yards in each of those 2 seasons. He was unbelievable. And he was drafted, went to the New Orleans Saints, and Mike Dickey used him poorly. So, German ice hockey is fascinating too. I watched some German ice hockey, and European leagues have got some good hockey. Not the same as NHL. The Russians have KHL, but I don't find that interesting. I'm going to have a steak on Trump win or a strawberry banana enema on a cone. Okay, gotcha. That's funny. That's funny. When is Major League Rugby starting? Was disappointed last season. I was also disappointed last season. It should be the end of January. Let's take a look, see if they got the schedule out. Major League. Last week of January is when it should be, unless they adjust it. There's no World Cup qualifying season. Schedule. Let's see what we got here. They also need to improve their server bandwidth because it's very slow. Still loading. It's pathetic. There's nothing there. Wow, let me see if I can't find a Google search. MLRSCHED. So 2024. 2025, excuse me. Good Lord. Okay. I don't think they've announced it yet. Oh, here's somebody that says you got a sneak peek. They must have it somewhere, but it's not showing up. Huh. No, there's no schedule available here. No fixtures to display. Well, that's messed up. They're already selling tickets. How is that possible? 2025 season. Oh, season tickets. The Seattle Seawolves are selling season tickets. Let's see what the season ticket costs. So, 2025 season for Seattle. So it's going to be, what, 8 games at home? Season ticket membership. Get tickets. Okay, let's see how much they cost. This link is not valid. So it takes you to a ticket seller and it's not valid. Wow. So that's nonsense. It doesn't even work. Get tickets. Let me try this link. Not valid. Wow. That's pathetic. So 25. So that just shows you just how unserious Major League Rugby is right there. Comes probably try and make people like you because of your race and not because of your accomplishments. Well, it is a problem, of course. Yep. Baker Mayfield of the Bucks won with 51 points. 51 points, what, on the game or on his fantasy points? Rugby league was never big in South Africa. No, it isn't. Most people don't vote on policy. Most can't name a single policy. You're right, Shadows here, but I can name policies. Yep. You don't need rugby league in South Africa. Shadows here says, I have a half black, half Indian family, a very normal thing. We need to get over what race is. It's an unnecessary distraction. Agreed, Shadows here, but until they stop using it, we have to cover it. We have to be objective about it. People need to stop obsessing over it and stop making decisions based on it. I mean, we saw that this week with this woman, filing a complaint against a supervisor in Oregon because he told her that he was hiring people based on merit. And so she filed a grievance against him, and he's a $192,000 a year salary guy who's now suspended from his job. He's done nothing wrong. This pink-haired scumbag LGBT activist who's a hate monger and a hate wanker has gotten this. And she doesn't work there anymore. She filed a grievance and then left the damn forestry department, whining about, there's no opportunities for queer folk. Well, there shouldn't be opportunities for queer folk. There should be opportunities for qualified applicants. If they happen to be queer, so what? Who cares? She's arguing, as many of these people are, like we just heard Cyril Ramaphosa saying, that women and youth will get the contracts. Why? Why? What makes them special? What makes their sweat equity any better than anyone else's? That's nonsense. In fact, youth are less experienced and less qualified in almost every case. So they shouldn't be getting it. Stupid. Giving someone a contract just because they're a woman, or giving a job to someone because they have pink hair and they use bizarre pronouns, they can't speak English properly. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And suspending someone over a complaint by a disgruntled hate monger like that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Reach out to the High Level Podcast. They'll be keen on being guests in your show. High Level Podcast, okay? Let me try that. I went to YouTube. Hang on. YouTube, thank you for that. Let me see if I can't find it. At High Level Podcast. High Level Podcast. Is that what it was? Okay. High Level Podcast. There's a couple of them. There's They don't have any subscribers. Either one of them. I think this is the right one. It says South Africa. Is this the high-level podcast here? Is that the one? Is that the channel you're talking about? Is that the one? Okay. A lady arrested for not taking her child to school. Yeah. I don't doubt that. Yankees have the world's most recognizable caps and one of the wealthiest sports teams. That's true. Okay, that's the one. Okay. All right, so I've got it. I'll have to, I don't know when I'll talk to them because I'm kind of busy next 2 weeks, but yeah. All right. Cool beans. All right, I've saved it. Don't need that Seawolf schedule. Anyway, so the Mayflower Compact is something in politics I'm going to start on the original channel, so hopefully people like it. Let's be real, this chick is a Ramaphosa. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, folks. We are approaching 2 hours on today's broadcast. I wasn't expecting to be here that long. Yeah, so sorry, typo. Curry Cup rugby isn't that basically national professional rugby. Provisional. It's provincial, not provisional, provincial. It's provincial rugby, national level, yep. You guys see how Tina Peters ruined her chance of getting a lenient sentencing? Who was Tina Peters? I was on a blank there. Tina Peters. Tina Peters sentencing. Oh, is that the one in the election fraud? Tina Peters, Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters sentenced 8.5 years in prison and additional time to be served for a total of 9 years. Convicted 7 to 10 counts of Colorado election interference in August. Wow. Found guilty of 3 counts of attempt to influence a public servant. Wow. She pled not guilty. She allowed a county security card to be misused to give a man access to the election system and for deceiving other officials about the man's identity. Working in a proper USA Rugby jersey. It's a good question, Arctic. Thank you for the 40 Rand. Hang on a second. I'll tell you, because I haven't ordered one in a long time. Okay. So World Rugby Shop has them. USA Rugby Partners. Let me see that. Okay. USA Rugby Shop. That's Castores, who we currently have they're getting from now, yeah. So Castores' official apparel partner, World Rugby Shop, is one of them. Gilbert, a whole bunch of them here. So let me give you the link to that from the USA Rugby site. But Castores is where they're currently at. So Fikele is speaking now. Idiot. So here's a link that will take you to the partners. And the Castore page... well, it's not many, men, let's see, no, that's not helpful. No, because Story's not getting us right there, so I don't know why they're doing that. This is hard to figure out. The World Rugby Shop, is not... they don't always have the jerseys, so let's go to jerseys. Rugby jerseys. I want USA. Well, this is not USA. Anyway, I don't know. That's I usually get the World Cup one, so like the way he says there's no party in the GNU who is not opposed, yet there are members in this party who are opposed. Yeah, that's a good point, frankly. Yep. Ronnie didn't check his auto-correct. Jerseys in the World Rugby Shop and the Amazon are a joke. Yeah, they are. They are. Well, Castore is where they're at. I'm not finding the proper men's one on Castore. I don't understand that. So men partnerships. Let me see. Man, I don't understand why it's not there, because that's who has our jerseys right now. They're being made by Castori. Rugby imports. That's not helpful. I went to the USA Castori site. There's none of the only one I see. Here's the men's jersey. Rugby City. $65 with shipping. But okay, why is it not taking me there? Visit site. That stupid Google site is not working for gripe. Rugby City seems to be the only place. Here's Rugby City. That's the white road jersey, so I don't know if that helps you, but yeah, it's tough. This is one of the problems. USA Rugby site ought to have the things sitting right there on the rugby site. You can just go to them. It's just dumb. I haven't bought one in a while. So that's that one. Teamwear, rugby jerseys. Let me go to Rugby City. Okay, their website sucks too. None of these are good websites. Yeah, and that Rugby Imports doesn't have one either. Wow, that's weird. That's weird. Yeah, she got 9 years in prison for handing a key over to someone so he can access machines. Wow, 9 years. That's brutal. Woman spends 9 years in jail. She's not a thief. She's not a murderer. She's not a rapist. She's not a carjacker. But she did do something wrong. Live like the Old West. Trust no one and do your own thing, says Anthony. Okay. Mozambique election results. I haven't seen any news on that. Let me take a look and see. They were still counting from last Wednesday's election. Mozambique election results. Nothing. There are some preliminary results according to Al Jazeera, but there's nothing really talking about it. Yep, so I don't know what to say. That's crazy. All right, that's it, guys. Going to wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. Go check out the video on the other channel if you haven't done it already. Appreciate it, but you'd be one of over 50,000 who've tuned in for that. So thanks, everybody. Yeah, I know, Arctic, I'm not finding a proper one either. I've never had trouble in the past, so I'm not sure what's going on. I don't like the jerseys as they currently look, so I haven't tried to get one. Anyway, all right, thank you all. Take care. Appreciate you being here. If I find them, Arctic, I'll let you know, okay? I'll see if I can't find it somewhere. Cheers, everybody. Have a good evening. God bless. And to my fellow Americans, enjoy the rest of Columbus Day. Cheers.